You advise people not to become a vanilla homogeneous mass and to not let other people push your buttons in life.
Hello, folks. I have a lot of work in Australia over the years. I've been there 16 times. And the way I get to Australia is I catch a flight out of Logan Airport here, even though I live in Rhode Island, and I connect in LA to Sydney. So last November, I catch a United flight out of Logan that came from Frankfurt. So it's an overwater flight. And first class has these seats that do about 115 different things. You know, they give you a massage, they go up and down, little showers, quite nice. I have the seat at the bulkhead, and there's only one empty seat remaining right next to me. And just before they close the door, a young woman comes in, about 18, very soft-spoken, and sits next to me. And the flight attendant had trouble even understanding what her meal order was. Very, very shy woman. So off we go. And we get about an hour out of LA, and the pilot says, we expect unusual turbulence, so, you know, the tray table seats, the whole business. Well, I can't get my footrest retracted. I look down, and the blanket is stuck under the footrest. So I do what men do. I started to hit all the buttons at once. And the seat froze. Nothing would move. And I said, I've just ruined a $400,000 first-class seat. Until the guy across the aisle started laughing. And when I looked up, I realized I wasn't hitting my buttons. I was hitting this woman's buttons. And she was going back and forth and up and down. I was just beating the hell out of her, right? My question to you is, who's pushing your buttons? Now's the time in your lives you better think about it. Because I'll tell you, the world is going to try everything it can do to make you into someone else. So set your own path, set your own course.
Was there a point where someone was pushing your buttons? And what was the moment for you where you decided, I'm not going to be a vanilla person?
Well,
Or did you always know that?
well, people are always trying to push your buttons. And so I began pushing buttons back. I said, okay, if that's the dynamic, I can do that. When I went to work for Prudential the first year, they said to me, we need for you to buy savings bonds. We're on a savings bond campaign. I said, I'm not making any money here. I don't have any. They said, look, do you want to be the only person in this division to stop us from 100% participation? You know, do you want the manager to know that? So I bought the savings bonds. Then I realized they said the same thing to everybody, and we didn't have 100% participation. And that's when I started to say to myself, okay, nobody's going to do that to me again. And I realized that there's tremendous normative pressure in the world, huge normative pressure, you know? And so you can see that in the fashions that people wear. You know, why would you wear a baseball cap backwards, especially if you're over 22 years old, and then use your hand to shield your eyes from the sun? It tells me you don't know how to use a hat, you know? So
It's a good example.
yeah, there's this huge normative pressure. You know, women who wear these stiletto heels, I mean, they're lovely, but don't complain about it. If you don't like it, don't wear them, you know? So normative pressure pushes us in a lot of directions, and sometimes it obviates our skills and our smarts, and we sacrifice to be part of the crowd. And we should never be part of the crowd. That's why I wrote $1 Million Maverick.
Never be part of the crowd.
Why is that so difficult?
Because people seek comfort in those surrounding them. You know, if you watch a school of fish being pursued by a predator, the fish travel and turn en masse as though they're programmed to do this. They turn at the same time, and they want to get toward the middle. So the predators are going to come from the outside. So they feel there's safety in numbers, you know. There's an old story, but it's really funny in that, you know, if a bear is chasing you in the woods, you don't have to be the fastest runner, just the second slowest. And so the bar isn't set that high.
That's a good point. It boils down to, I guess, if you want to be successful and out of the norm or extraordinary, then you have to be and think extraordinary.
Life is short. You know, when you're very young, you say, I'll get to that. When you start to get older, you say, I hope I'll get to that. You know, I don't want to be in a position where I say, I wish I had gotten to that. And doctors report that what a lot of people say on their deathbed is they have regrets about not doing something.